look at all the assessments that we have, and how many of those things, and what do we do in the classrooms that promote critical thinking? Everybody says critical thinking is important. So the question I will say is, so where are we doing it? And where are we doing it well? That is what I think is going to be the key for this. We want them to know how to function and excel in any environment. Everybody talks about that this is a changing world, that it's smaller and smaller and smaller. I just met someone who said they went to France, did you go to? Italy. London. London, France, Italy. She went overseas and met someone who knew me. So then, you know, it's really, you know, but we have to be able to communicate and excel and work with any environment. Okay, wait, hold on. Let me just see that sign for a minute. Okay, I got it.
You got it?
I got it. Thank you.
It's not for you.
No, I understand. I just wanted, you know, I wanted to see what it says before I go on.
I want them to know they're going to test.
So, then we want students to be able to imagine the unknown, to envision the possible. They must be able to communicate effectively. They must know how to compete and negotiate. They must develop the plan for success. They must be masters of that technology. And they must assume responsibility for their actions and make sound decisions. How are our schools going to do that? So this work, as I said, starts before they enter school. It starts from birth. So it is in partnership with parents and communities that we will make this happen. However, the evidence of our success, ladies and gentlemen, will usually be when they've left us. It may be 2 or 3 years. It may be 5 or 6 years. The evidence of how well we've done our job is not just going to be because of what they perform on a state test. The evidence is going to be how well are they able to compete, negotiate, navigate. How well are they able to do that? Now, I also expect that a Jersey City graduate will be confident, inquisitive, self-motivated, respectful, tolerant, compassionate, willing to fight for those who are not able to fight for themselves. That they will be a voice for the voiceless. They will lead the communities. You will pass the batons to them. And they will be unafraid to take a stand for what they believe is moral and just. Amen. Now, one key area that we will need to do is to build, for me, is to build a strong partnership with the Jersey City Board of Education. That's going to be critical because we will be the governance team that will lead the charge, they will set the policy, I will implement the policy, you will respond to the policy, you'll kick it back. So we have to do that. As the governing body for the district, each has his or her own perspective. And guided by experiences they've had as children or with the Jersey City Board of Education. Guided by individual beliefs and vision. And the fact of the matter is, each board member has a unique responsibility to the children and the communities in Jersey City. Now, I have already had focused individual conversations with most of the board members and expect through developing communication protocols, which I've asked every board member about, as well as participating in retreats, joining them when they go into the community, have them joining me when I go into the community. We will strengthen our relationships with one another, with the community. We will clarify our roles and be transparent about what those roles are so that people can know what to expect from us. And we will hold ourselves publicly accountable to fulfill the responsibilities that we have signed on to. I think another key, and an obvious key, and probably the first one that you would understand or be caring about, is to engage our parents and communities, to understand their perspectives. And I understand the need for that. We know that parents are the first teacher, but parents have to be the partner all along the way. But it's also the community. So in the first 90 days, I will meet with parent leaders in the schools. I will meet with individual parents. And parents will lead on the district level. We will convene focus groups. We'll have mini town hall meetings in the various communities. Parents stopped me on the street and said, well, what do you know about our community? And the one thing I said is, well, I know that there are more than one community. There's more than one community in Jersey City. Jersey City is a community of many communities. And so we have to take it to where the community is. I can't say, well, come to here, come to the number 7 school. See, I'm getting that, how to do that. Can't say, come to the number 7 school, and then you will have your community represented. You've got to go to your community. You've got to hear your concerns, you hear your needs. That's part of what will happen. And so I will also obviously meet with community leaders, elected officials, faith-based leaders, business leaders, and others who have a vested interest in the success of the Jersey City Public Schools. Now, I will tell you, for me, it's got to be about the success.
That's right.
It's got to be about the solution.
That's right.
It's not the problem. The solution. We all know the problems. It's like, what are we going to do together for the solution? Now, I've already stated that it will be a priority. I stated this before, to visit every school at the beginning of the year. But I will obviously, in these 90 days, need to get the perspectives of the school leaders. I need to know from their perspective, as I will need to know from your perspective and your perspective, what's working, what's not, and why. What's going to get in the way of our turning out the kind of graduate we believe we need to turn out? And what's going to make sure, how are you making sure as an elementary school principal, as a middle school principal, or high school principal, that your school has done its part in this continuum of turning out the Jersey City graduate that we need? Now, it will also be important because although the leadership is important, to meet with teachers and other school staff, and I can't do that individually. There are 6,000 staff members at least in Jersey City, but there will be opportunities for, and as today some have attended this meeting, for town hall meetings or for things focused at the school level, and they will also be able to share their perspectives. It will be critical for me to assess the efficacy of the various programs and practices. Now, in the district, and I'm going to just get it out there, and I need to learn the district's staff's perspective about what is going to be important. Remember, it's people and it's perspectives for the possibilities. And I wish I could say that Jersey City was the first time that I heard the idea that the district is top-heavy. Right? That's right. Amen, right? Amen. District is top-heavy. Amen. Well, you know what? So part of what we need to do is figure out, well, is it that it's top-heavy or are we organized for success? And it's always going to be about organizing for success. Success has got to be the word. Are we fulfilling that promise that we made as board members when we took our oath, as we made as parents when we gave birth? Okay, because you started those dreams, and I've met parents who haven't even had children yet. But they are already plotting about what they need to do to get their children to Harvard or Princeton. I'm in New Jersey, let me say the right place. To Harvard or Princeton. I understand that. We make promises. So we've got to fulfill that promise. And so that means we have to take a look at, are we organized to fulfill that promise? It will be important for everyone to have a say in terms of what their perspective is. And it will be important as often as possible for it to be public, for it to be transparent, for you to understand that just because you didn't get your way, it doesn't mean that you weren't heard. It means that there are a lot of ways and perspectives. There are a lot of competing interests, a lot of people, a lot of ideas. And while I'm talking to those people to get those perspectives, to figure the possibilities, I will obviously have to go to something that's probably a little more neutral than the passions that are driving you. And that will be, I'll be looking at the data. I'll be looking at all those documents. I've already started going through all of the board meetings. Whoa. Okay. I'll be looking at evaluations. I'll be looking at plans. Okay, because again, perspectives. And while engaging and doing all of this, and so I say to you, remember folks, I haven't started working yet, so don't send that email tomorrow and say, how come I didn't respond? Because already, some of you, I know you have urgent issues, and I want to be as accessible, and I want to be as responsive as necessary. But I also believe that there is a strong team that is going to share in that responsibility. And there is a strong team that is committed to the success. So I just have to add, as almost in closing, so while we'll be engaging the people, we'll be listening to their perspectives, we'll be exploring the possibilities, yes, I will also commit to meeting with representatives from the state to seek clarity on their perspective as what state oversight means, and to determine the pathway for local control. This has to be one of our primary objectives. Not only because it's about being responsible and being masters of our own fate, but it also means that we are not going to be able to make any excuses. We're going to get them out of our way, and we're going to do what we need to do. We are, and I am committed to working with every single person who wants success, we are going to fulfill the promise. And I look forward to working with every single person in Jersey City and beyond who is committed to that success. Thank you very much.